In the last session, we covered very clearly about, I hope you people may remember, sir. We covered very clearly about JWT authentication terminology. Regarding JWT authentication terminology, we covered, sir. Sir, already DRF contains inbuilt token authentication. Inbuilt token authentication is already there, sir. Sir, why we have to go for, why we have to go for, okay, just what the need, why we require to go for, sir, JWT authentication. Anyone, can you please tell the reason for that? What is the limitation with inbuilt token, DRF inbuilt token authentication? The problem is, for every request, have you remembered, for every request, compulsory database communication must be required to identify the user for the given token. Okay, to get the user information for the given, for the token, database communication must be required. Remember that. Okay, so because of that, so performance is going to be down, and if the number of requests are going to be increases, scalability by default will be down. Remember this one, sir. Okay, so to implement performance wise, it is not recommended. Scalability wise, it is not recommended. To overcome this problem, we should go for JWT authentication. Sir, what is the similarity in token authentication and the JWT authentication? The similarity in these two authentications is very simple, sir. What is that? What is the similarity is? In the token authentication, with every request, token will be sent, right? By using the token, it will validate whether this request is a valid request or not. Same way, even in this case also, with every request, token will be sent, sir. With every request, token will be sent. A token is associated with every request. By validating this request, the request will be authenticated. I mean, by validating this token, the request will be authenticated. Okay, well, now the important point is, what is the difference? Similarity is the request associated with the token, but what is the difference is, this token is the lightweight, this token is the heavyweight. This token so doesn't contain user information, but this one contain user information. Payload is there, in that user ID is there, sir. Okay, so JWT token contain user information. So from the token itself, so my API can get user information, not required to communicate with the database. Everything client is going to take care. Such type of authentication is by default considered as JWT authentication. Any doubt, friends? Everyone in the position to understand, right? Okay, that's all this is. Now in our material also, I covered very clearly, sir. In token authentication, all tokens will be stored in the database table. Okay, for every request, DRF will communicate with the database to validate token and to identify corresponding user. This database interaction for every request create performance problems, hence the scalability of API will be down. Okay, remember, to overcome this problem, we should go for JWT authentication. The main advantage of JWT authentication over token authentication is database interaction is not required to identify user. From the token itself, DRF can identify user, which improves performance and scalability of the application. Because of this advantage, JWT authentication is the most commonly used type of authentication in real time. Clear, friends? Okay, now, sir, what about JWT authentication? Sir, have you observed this authentication is not inbuilt support of DRF. We have to install separately. There are several third-party packages are available to implement JWT authentication, right? Sir, what Django REST framework JWT? Django REST framework, simple JWT is there, sir. Sir, how it will work? The JWT is just an authorization, is just what is the, how JWT will work? JWT means what? JSON web token is just an authorization token that should be included in every request. Okay, the authentication is associated with the following token management activities. Have you remembered, right? We covered how many token management activities, right? 3 activities I covered, sir. What is the first one? Please confirm. I forgot the terminology. What is the first one? Access token. Second one, sir, refresh token. Next, the third one, sir, verify token. Regarding refresh token, verify token, like 3 things are available, right? Okay. Now, access token. This token can be used to access our endpoint. The default expiration time is 5 minutes. Of course, it is customizable. Okay, we can generate access token by using the following configurations in urls.py. Have you remembered, right? Yesterday we covered from REST framework jwt.views import obtain JWT token. So this is the view function, sir. View function. Just I define this. This one you can take anything, any URL pattern, no problem at all. But this one itself is predefined function, which is a part of JWT.views module, right? Okay. Similarly, refresh token. So here non-expired tokens can be refreshed to obtain a brand new token with a renewed expiration time. For this compulsory here, we have to set JWT allow refresh is true, where we require to set inside the settings.py. So the expiration time for refresh token is 7 days. Of course, it is a customizable. Once the refresh token expires, then we have to provide our username and password to generate. Everyone can able to understand? Friends, all the things are very clear, right? In the last session we covered. Next, what is the view function? What is the view function name? Okay, to refresh our token. That's all. This is what you have to give it. Next, verify token. We can verify whether the token is expired or not by using the following URL configurations like verify token. Okay, like sir, here very important, sir. Very important. Passing a token to the verification endpoint. Sir, passing a token to the verification endpoint will return 200 response on the token itself if it is valid. If you pass a token to verify, sir, if it is a valid token, then return 200 status code same token, right? Otherwise, it will return 400 bad request as well as error identifying why this token is invalid. Okay, like this is verified. Even we covered very clearly, sir. Next, how to implement JWT authentication. Have you observed, right? We have to install Django REST framework JWT by using pip command. Yes, we have to do that. We did already. Next, we have to configure the following URL patterns. The following URL pattern to perform access token, refresh token, verify token. Yes, sir. These are the 3 URL patterns we covered, right? Okay. Now, how to get the token? How you can get the token? Have you remembered, right? Have you remembered how you can get access token? Yes, sir. From Postman, how you can able to do that? Next, how you can refresh, but to perform refresh inside settings.py, compulsory JWT allow refresh is equal to true. We have to do that, sir. Next, how you can from the command prompt, how you can send a request? How you can refresh? This is the token, sir. Can you please refresh this token? Can you please refresh this token? Like you can ask from the Postman. How you can provide, sir? Here this is the key token, like the body. You have to provide key next and after the token. But here in the case of header content type application by JSON like this. Verify token. Yes, all these things we covered already. Next, the 3 parts of JWT token. I hope you people can aware the 3 parts of JWT token: header, payload, signature. Are you getting how many parts are available, sir? Header part, payload part, and the signature. Signature, right? Sir, only signature will be changed. Header and the payload, both the things are same. Okay, for every request. Remember this one, sir. For all tokens, sir, header part and payload is the same. Only signature will be changed. Even that observation also we did in the last session. Payload also changing, Anil? I don't think. Yes. Okay, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Here, that's all. This is about what is up to this, whatever we covered, right? So now the next thing, we have to talk about now the next one we require to talk about sir, how you can enable this JSON web token authentication for our view classes. Sir, if you observe, what is our last example? Can you please confirm? I forgot the Django REST API apps REST C4. Okay, this is the application, sir. C4 is the application. In the C4 application, sir, views.py. I did, sir, only yesterday we worked only in the urls.py file. Beyond that, nothing, sir. In the urls.py, just I added, sir, this one. From REST framework, jwt.views, import, obtain JWT token, refresh JWT token, verify JWT token. Next and after that, these are the three things whatever I explained. Regarding these three things how to use, already I explained. Right. Now, sir, how you can do next level? How you can do for the views? How you can enable for the view function, sir? Forget about this one because we explain multiple things, sir. That's why all these things are required. All these things, but anyway, now for this it's not required. Just let me go for from REST framework. Are you getting? From REST framework JWT, from REST framework JWT dot authentication import which authentication? Can you please confirm? Which authentication we require to take care? JWT, JSON Web Token Authentication. JSON Web Token Authentication. Yes, sir. Just I imported this one, sir. JSON Web Token Authentication. Now, query set. Next, serializer authentication class. Authentication class is what I want to take. JSON Web Token Authentication. Next, which permission class we have to take is authenticated. Regarding which permission class we have to take is authenticated. Like this, I do, sir. Up to this, any doubt? Can you please confirm? Friends, everyone in the position to understand, right? Only two lines. Sir, this is one extra line I added. This is one extra line I added. And then authentication classes, JSON Web Token Authentication. Like this, I took, sir. Now, I want to send the request. Now, I want to send the request like this, right? So now, what is session? Earlier, this is one type of session authentication is one type of authentication. Priyank. Getting session authentication means one type of authentication. Okay, like basic authentication, session authentication, token authentication. Now we are talking about JWT. Okay, now JWT, JSON Web Token Authentication, right? So now the important conclusion here is take a bit very special care. My requirement is I want to send the request. If you want to send the request, send the request. So there is one small thing you have to aware what that is. First you require to get the token. Correct or not? First you require to get the access token. Can you please guide how to generate access token? Please respond, man. How to generate access token? Yes, yesterday we discussed already very clearly, sir. How you can generate access token? If you want to generate access token, okay, obtain like this, like. Let me go for okay, like, sir, yeah, why these many things are there? Now let me clear all the things got deleted. Don't say why. Okay, here just observe that. Have a look once, are very important. Just I'm sending, I want to send post request because I want to get the token. I want to send. Can you please guide what is the here? Let me start the server first. Otherwise, maybe the bigger problem. So let me start the server. REST apps voting. Next CD with the REST C4. Okay. Now py manage.py run server. If any issue is there, then we will. Clear, right? Okay, well, now how you can send the request? How you can send the request to get the token? I hope you may aware, sir. How you can send the request to get the token? In the postman URL pattern. What is the URL pattern I require to use? Auth JWT to get the token. Auth JWT I require to use. Auth JWT I have to use. Next, here in the header, in the body part, you require to pass username and password. Have you remember, right? You require to pass username and password. Okay. Next, here in the header part, here just observe that in the here username Durga. Next and after that password like Durga 123. Can you please provide access token related to okay, this one like this, sir. In the headers part, anything I require here, please confirm. In the header part, anything I require here, content type I require here, some content type, something like, is it required or not? Here content type, 1 minute, why this is, yeah, here just I'm taking content type. What I have to take, sir? Application by JSON. Content type application by JSON. Like, now let me send the request. Now I'm trying to send the request. Yes, happily I can able to get the token. Okay. Once you got the token. Once you got the token, sir. Now how you can send the request? Okay, how you can send the request, right? Sir, very simple. I want to send the request. I want to send the request, sir. Here my target is, observe carefully. Here I'm sending, sir, 127.127.0.0.1:8000/API. Okay. I'm not passing any token. I'm not passing any headers. Just directly I'm sending the request. Can you please tell, is this one is going to list out all employee information? Is it going to work or not? Can you please confirm? No, it won't work. It won't work because authentication credentials were not provided. Observe that. Yes, authentication credentials were not provided. That's why, sorry, you are going to get 401 unauthorized access. So now my point is, how you can send the request. How you can send, sir, in the headers, very important, sir. Key is authorization. Okay. Next, authorization. Here you require to pass your token, but before that there is one prefix is there. JWT auth prefix, that is called JWT auth prefix you require to pass. Somewhere, have you remember token like we provided the token, correct, right? Token, after that we provided some token. Have you remembered in the last token based authentication, this token is called prefix, right? Okay, in JWT, what is the default token is JWT is the default token. Remember this one, sir, is the default token. Of course, if you want, you can customize, no problem at all. JWT and then followed by token I provided, sir. So what is the default prefix? Can you please tell what the default prefix? JWT. Okay, and then followed by token. Now have a look once, sir. Very important point. Very important, sir. Here get request. You are sending the request to list out all employees. Now in the headers part, authorization header you provided with the JWT prefix and the JWT token. This is the JSON web token we pass it, right. Now let me send the request. Yes, still authentication credentials were not provided. Something like it is expecting. Why, man? Already we provided authentication credentials or not? Yes, friends, we provided already. It is the same. The problem is maybe if it is expired, it is going to tell clearly it is expired. If it is really expired, it is going to tell that it is expired. but here it is telling it is not recognizing. Okay, now let me cross check my settings.py. In the settings.py, am I provided anywhere JWT yellow refresh true? Okay, well, sir, here let me explicitly configure the prefix. Let me explicitly configure. By default with the JWT only, but here why it's not going to work? Later we will check. Here just observe JWT auth the header prefix. Regarding JWT, next auth the header prefix. Auth header prefix. So now I'm taking here auth header prefix. I'm taking JWT. It is the default value only. Why it is not going to be considered? Maybe I may require to restart the server. Maybe somewhere. Okay, but it is actually valid thing only. Now let me send the request. Have you observed? Still it is not in a position to accept. 1 minute. Let me take bearer like this. I'm taking. Somewhere, have you remembered bearer? Like somewhere we may use it. Okay, let me send. No authentication credentials were not provided. 1 minute, sir. Let me restart the server. Definitely it will work, but don't worry about that. Yes, server restarted. Next, let me open another command prompt to generate token. Okay, HTTP post request, HTTP, okay, localhost 8000 / what is the URL, sir? Auth JWT, correct, right? URL pattern. What is that? Auth JWT, and then, sir, username is Durga and password is Durga123. Okay, that's all. So this is the just I'm trying to send the request. This is the request to generate the new token, because the token may be expired. Like, let me take this one. Now new access token should be generated. Yes, I got a new access token. Okay, now this access token, so now it is available for 5 minutes. Don't worry. Here now this is my access token, whatever I got, sir. Okay, well, now I have to send this updated token. I'm taking, sir. Here take with very special care. Here JWT. Here observe, this is my endpoint URL. Get request I'm sending. Authorization header. Next here JWT I'm taking explicitly, and then this token I change it, sir. Okay, I changed it 7VYE. Okay, like, now let me send the request. No, why it's not going to be recognized, sir? Can you please observe? Is there any problem in the server side? No. Auth JWT 200 status code, but whenever we are sending the get request, okay, like 1 minute. Is it case sensitive? I don't think. No. It should work. Without prefix, compulsory we require to pass some prefix. Authorization key, but we can Compulsory we require to pass the prefix. Let me uncomment this one. Let me comment this. It should work. Even I checked this functionality already. Don't worry. The server started already. Okay. Now verify true default. You can do verification, no problem at all. Next, here JWT expiration delta. Can you please observe what is the value we have? What is the value we have? Sir, this value is 300 seconds. Regarding 300 seconds, if you don't want 300 seconds, sir, I want 600 seconds. I want 600 seconds. No problem at all. Okay. Date time dot date time delta. Now 600 I want to take. I can take. But make sure, sir, if you want to use a date time module, compulsory you require to import date time. Import date time. Otherwise, immediately error you are going to get. Okay, import the date time. Now observe that perfectly. It's working. Okay, like similarly. Okay, my requirement is, sir, this is now onwards. Instead of 5 minutes, now onwards 7 minutes it will be there, sir. Sorry, 10 minutes it will be there. Okay, expiration time. Okay, like similarly. Here, do you know? Even you can see JWT refresh expiration delta. Refresh expiration delta. Days 7 is there. If you want, you can customize. If you want, you can customize even this value also. JWT instead of 7, now I'm taking some 15 days, right? Until 15 days, happily you can able to do that. Any doubt? So like there are even everything is customizable even in JWT also. That's it. This is about JWT authentication, the most commonly used authentication. What you people should aware clearly, right? Next, better to practice this JWT authentication. Okay, in the next session, I will explain. So what we have, custom authentication how you can do, basic authentication how you can do, custom authentication, basic authentication, like all these things we can discuss. Don't worry, sir. Session authentication also I will explain. Sir, can we discuss all requests using command prompt? Is it more comfortable? Yeah. Priyanka, just if you want to send the request, yeah, I will. If you want to send the request for get, if you require to send the request for the get, then automatically simple. Here HTTP. Just what you have to take is get request. I'm sending HTTP like here localhost 8000/API. Have you remembered, right? Sir, compulsory for this authorization must be required. Regarding authorization, JWT space our token we require to pass, right? Our JWT token we require to pass. If you can send, then automatically it will be there. Okay, like next data, how it is going to consider, like you can just this is the base. Okay, like, but from the command prompt, most of the times we never going to do that. Don't worry. API testing. Clear, right? Here JWT you require to use, not a token. Yeah. Okay, maybe that is the mistake what you did. That's all. So just anyway, so better to practice up to this. So tomorrow we will talk about okay, we will talk about what we call basic authentication. Next basic authentication. Next, and after that, how to implement our own custom authentication. These things I will explain. If possible, session authentication also. Just only 1 or 2 sessions enough to complete this concept. Next, refresh token we can use for 7 days. Yes, celebrity. By default, 7 days refreshing capability is available. But if you want to refresh, compulsory access token should not be expired. You know the rules. Getting? But once 7 days completed, Once the 7 days completed, then automatically, do you know, once the 7 days completed, then you are not allowed to perform. Okay, so with the don't you can't perform refresher. Again you require to provide username and password. Yeah, the people who want OAuth authentication. Okay, just these are the valuable resources what we have. Just can you please go through these things, right? Implement the custom. Yeah, how to OAuth. Just refer the following links. Just we are not going to implement this because the reason for that is not that much easy. Not that much easy. First thing. The second thing is, do you know we are using Django 1.11 version. But for this compulsory Django 2.1 must be required. 2.1.5 must be required. Do you know already you aware? Each and everything clear steps are available in this. Next, these three are documentation stuff. Just the people who really interested, just go through these things, right? Okay, just save these. Okay, so here Facebook authentication, how you can do, clearly explain. We have to register as a developer in the Facebook. We have to register our application. Yeah, Shashwat, whatever you have, you can send. Yeah. Okay, just go through that. Just even I did a small. I do you know I almost 4 hours I spent just one day last minute. Do you know it is not working? Maybe some errors. We require to spend some time. But anyway, what the need of spending? If it is really required in our project requirement, then we can do that.